Bakovia used to be a star among cities. Historic, wealthy, and bustling with new businesses. That star's been dying for a while. Crime's on the rise, and with war brewing and the government tightening their grip, it's no surprise we're restless. Police might be keeping people safe, but there's only so much we can do about the seedy underbelly. With a prohibition, lawbreakers, criminals, and your everyday civilians are all forced into the same watering holes. Usually, it'd be my job to bust this place. But, maybe we can help one another. This place is more useful open. Especially when I have someone a lot more dangerous to catch than a few drunks. Ah, it looks like your first customers are arriving. Let's see if you can loosen their tongues. I'll be waiting, bartender. Don't let me down.
Why, hello there. My name is American Jedi, and we are currently playing a demo of Best Served Cold. I thought it looked rather interesting. Although, if this is fully voice acted, it gives me less reason to play the whole thing, because one of my big enjoyments with visual novels, for me personally, is I like doing the voices for the characters. I like expressing it in that fashion and whatnot. But to each their own. And I do enjoy a good mystery. One of my favorite visual novels of all times is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Overall, the Ace Attorney series is great, but I think The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, just the absolute pinnacle of these kind of mystery detective games. Absolutely love it. So, I wonder if I can get a very similar feel from this game. And it's set in a very cool era that I actually kind of like, mostly because of an anime, actually. 91 Days. Phenomenal anime set in the Prohibition era as well. And, don't get me started. I just highly recommend that one too. Anywho, enough of me just rambling on about random things. Let's go ahead and serve a few drinks in Best Served Cold. Is it just going to replay the opening scene, or is this going to be a little bit different this time? Because she got thrown out, right? Oh, yeah, it's different. Was she poisoned? I don't see any visible wounds on her. Case 0. The last drop. Monday. The 1st of 16. Is it supposed to be January 16th? With the date right there? Number of days passed before the deadline. Okay, we have 16 days to solve this case in particular. And it seems like, it's not fully narrated, Vincent Fleuer. The hazy overhead lights in your speakeasy buttons to life as the bookshop above you closes for the day. The bookshop owner and your landlord, Vincent Fleuer, takes a seat at the bar and begins mumbling to himself. What a day. Sarin literature is providence bound in leather, but to my customers, my books may as well be doorstops. Is everything alright, Mr. Fleuer? Clearly not. If I ordered a cart of fools and received just one of my customers, I would have gotten my money's worth. Well, we both know why I'm here. I need a drink, so dazzle me. Well, what would you like? This evening's a proper mixed Eastern ruby should hit the spot. Some days, your customer will be in a bad mood. This can be caused by serving them a ruined drink, or by choosing dialogue options that upset or anger them. Okay, when a customer is in a bad mood, it is shown here in the bottom left. Ooh, I talked to them. I guess they didn't. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but I thought they would want to talk about it, is why I brought it up. Thankfully, serving a customer their favorite drink will lift their spirits and cure that bad mood. Remember, the serve button is on the bottom right, and to start making Vincent a drink. Alright, okay. So click that. Customers usually avoid discussing unpleasant topics when in a bad mood. You'll have to cure it before you can interrogate them. In some rare cases, though, a client must be in a bad mood before they'll open up. In these situations, you can mess up their drink or on purpose to bring down their mood. As you get to know your clients better, make sure to learn what their favorite drink is. You can always ask them what they like to get a little bit of a hint. Okay, so he likes an Eastern Ruby. You lift a clean glass from the ashtray and place it on the table. Vincent perks up. Let's see if we can cheer you up. That's the spirit. Vincent loves the Eastern Ruby, and we want to lift his spirit and cure his bad mood. So let's select the Eastern Ruby in this list to start making his favorite cocktail. That's the cost list, I'm guessing. Whiskey, sugar syrup, lemon juice, red wine, ice cubes, and cherry. I'm guessing the red is the different types of alcohol, and the 5 is like total number of things? No, not exactly. Huh. Well, we'll just click on it. We'll figure it out later. To successfully mix a drink, you'll need to add all the necessary ingredients to the shaker by passing through them with the arrow, following along the lines in the direction it is pointing. Once you start following the path, you'll need to keep up the pace as the red arrow will start following you. Make sure it doesn't catch up to you before you reach the end of the path, or the drink will be ruined. Well, that doesn't seem too hard. Oh, I gotta go fast. I was taking my time with it. I wonder if there's gonna be ways to make that puzzle thing look weirder and harder. The perfect mix. Well done! Vincent is no longer in a bad mood, and he has even gained more affection towards you. The more a customer likes a certain drink you give them, the more their affection towards you increases. The very drink will reward the most affection. Customers will not appreciate being served a bad drink. If you fail to properly mix a cocktail, customers will be displeased and will lose all but one action for the remainder of the conversation. So several former actions that I can do here. You know me too well. This is my absolute favorite drink. When I was looking for a bartender to run this place, I hoped for someone as good as you, but didn't expect it. Especially with your background. This place could have been naught but cloudy moonshine and rough customers, yet you are already proving to be more than that. Supply lines for alcohol are fraught, so you'll have to adapt your drink menu to different circumstances. But a recent shipment of vodka from Rusalka came into my possession, and as such, some old classic cocktails are on the menu once more. Lucky me, I suppose. Anything else? Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. A friendly warning, perhaps. My favorite gentleman's club is abuzz with chat about a crackdown on speakeasies. My companions have warned me that the local constabulary is looking to make an example of the flagrant lawbreakers. Lawbreakers? I suppose that's what we are now. We open a bar during a prohibition, even if that prohibition is ridiculous. The law is the law, but what's legal and what's right are not always the same thing. The people of Tessara should not exchange freedom for safety. So what if we get raided? It's unlikely they would target my establishment, and I have friends in the constabulary, but you should take precautions nonetheless. Try not to irritate anyone who might incriminate us, and don't compromise on drink quality. I'd imagine most speakeasies are brought down by dissatisfied customers with rather loose tongues. I'll be careful then. Good. You see, there's a reason I bring all of this up. Vincent reaches into his inner coat pocket and pulls out a folded newspaper. He spreads it on the bar top so that you can read the heading, "Speakeasy Guest Found Dead." In the early hours of the morning, the body of an as-of-yet unidentified young woman was found in the alley off of Bukove Boulevard. Bukove police have since released a statement confirming that the crime took place outside of a speakeasy and that the proprietors, as well as several guests, have been detained for questioning. This murder is almost certainly the last in a string of crimes committed on and around the boulevard by the so-called Bokovi killer. Citizens are urged not to attend these illegal establishments for their own safety and to inform local law enforcement if they suspect any illegal activity is taking place. Don't get too bothered by this little tittle-tattle. I'm certain these murders are fabricated by puritanical bureaucrats on the city council. Fabricated, really? I believe so, yes. With the prohibition in full force, perhaps the politicians... Jesus Christ. I believe so, yes. With the prohibition in full force, perhaps the politicians created a serial killer boogeyman to keep people out of speakeasies. It's just like the old fairy tales about demons in the woods, the claws of the Strigoi, snatching the unwary and pulling them into the darkness. He takes a long sip of his drink and sets it down on the table, his fingers nervously rattling on the glass. A murder at a speakeasy doesn't mean visiting one is dangerous, but I wonder if those who indulge in tabloid rumors can grasp that fact. I imagine the authorities will be paying closer attention to venues like ours. They think we offer safe haven to vagabonds and scoundrels, but all we want is to kindle the dying flame of conversation. Imagine their surprise when they see the depth and breadth of fine gentlemen and ladies who will frequent our establishment. But heed my words, friend. Be on your guard. I will, then. We on Bokovi Boulevard, so the locals are a mixed bag. Consider the customers carefully. My friends especially are people of culture and arts. There's no doubt in my mind that some shady characters will show up, but I'd imagine most will be harmless. I'd hope so, anyway. A mix of high and low society make for a good blend. Honey and lemon, wine and cheese crackers, that sort of thing. Jokes aside, do be careful, bartender. I've invested a lot of money in this place, and while it's yours to use, I don't expect to be sweeping up eyeballs and teeth at the end of the night. I understand. One more thing. We both know this is your last chance. I went out on a limb to give you this opportunity, and I've turned a blind eye to your past troubles, to make sure those troubles stay in the past, and you keep your nose clean. I get it. If you follow my rules, you'll be under my protection, and I promise I will keep you safe. One hand washes the other. We have a deal, then. Good, good. Thank you for the libations. I shall return home. I hope business goes well tonight. I will see you then, Mr. Vincent. Take care. Every day will bring a different group of customers to your speakeasy. It's a big place, so look left and right to check your customers seated at the edges of the room. You can click on a customer to call them over to chat at the bar. Let's try it on this mysterious woman in the back. Boop. Boop. An energetic girl. The woman takes a seat, looking quite exhausted. Energetic girl? Okay. She squints at you, like she can't decide if you're a friend or foe. Rough day? You have no idea. Although you're on your feet all day serving people with too much money, so maybe you have some idea. Ground Down Heights is fully booked, so me and everyone else in the laundry service are run off of our feet. There's nothing like changing hotel bed sheets during a spice traders symposium. Do you know how frustrating it is to have a fat, bald old man explain the logistics of his spice trading company and how it made him rich? He's doing that while you change his sweaty bed sheets. I can take a gander. Sometimes I push my face into a pillow and scream so loud, I feel like I'm going to crack the walls. But then I stop, and nothing has changed. Sounds like you need a drink then. Yes. Something that feels like being slapped in the face with a slice of lime. A slice of lime wrapped around a cricket bat. I trust your judgment. What kind of flavor do you like, then? Right now, I'm craving something spiced. I trust your judgment. Okay. Something spiced? You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. One drink coming up. I'm excited. Okay. I feel like I shouldn't ask them too much for different hints. There's several indicators to the right of each cocktail that provide more information about the drink in question, including whether your customer might like it or not. The mark means you don't yet know how they feel about this cocktail, while stars means it's their favorite. Customers will also have drinks they plus like and ones they feel neutral about. This information gets updated every time you serve a customer a new drink. Serving liked and favorite drinks will improve your relationship with a customer faster than a neutral one. Blind indicates the smoothness of the drink, which determines how long a customer is willing to stay and talk after being served. In other words, how many actions you will be able to do during the following dialogue. Every new topic you discuss will cost you one action. Once the action counter runs out, customers will leave the bar, so don't forget to serve them a drink whenever you want to talk to them. Customers can be called back as you have actions remaining, but can only be served once a day. I see. Meanwhile, the blank alcohol percentage shows how alcoholic a drink is. The higher the percentage, the more intoxicated the customer will get. Jesus, speaking a little bit too fast. Some questions will require a certain level of intoxication to loosen a customer's lips, but be careful. A customer that becomes inebriated will likely go home. Alcohol tolerance will vary from customer to customer. Now you have the power the bartender holds. The better your drink fits the customer's taste, the more affection you will receive. You can affect a customer's mood as well as how talkative they will be after you serve them. Now let's make her drink, shall we? Do a copper bullet? I mean, makes sense, right? Something spiced, like ginger, mint leaf, lemon slice, and lime juice. She wanted something lime and spiced. I think that makes sense then. A little bit of a Moscow mule. Call it the copper bullet, though. Ah, it looks like a bullet, too. Cheeky. Complete. Perfect mix for the copper bullet. Looks like a cucumber in there. Oh, damn. This is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. After a long shift, my brain is buzzing. I can't just go home with all this fuzz in my head. The prohibition closed the bars and clubs. Everything else got more expensive. An opera ticket cost a month's rent. With everything being so busy... Hey, why is it so busy then? Well, there's a spice merchant symposium, but there's some big show going on as well. Everyone's wearing their fanciest threads, the women in their sparkly dresses and their heeled shoes. Looks like torture to me. You don't care about clothes then? At the hotel, I only see the clothes lying on the floor, stained with peppercorn sauce, coffee, nicotine, and worse. At least the folk going to the shows are clean. Guess I clean up fewer wine stains now, so maybe the prohibition isn't all bad. She downed her drink, wiping her mouth for any spills. Whew! I'll take that as a compliment. The watering hole is new, right? That weird old guy put me onto this place. Yeah, the nightcap just opened, yes. Nightcap, huh? Fancy name. Funny name. Ew. Oh, I'm Clara, by the way. Mind if I just call you Bartender? You don't seem too prissy about the type of customers you get. Grand Down Heights has 3 hotel bars, but I didn't fit in at any of them, even when they served booze. The staff bar was all drunken bellhops, the mid-bar was full of posers, and the Spire Lounge would charge me a fortune for just looking at the drinks menu. This place feels a bit more varied in its clientele. You got all sorts in here. We're all equal when we walk through these doors. Her smile is warm, and she nods a little, like she just made up her mind about you. I can get on board with that. Good, good. Well, I should be heading back. I got Bartitsu sparring classes and a shift tomorrow, and if I don't get a good sleep, both of those are gonna beat the stuffing out of me. Well, you take care then. Now that everyone has been spoken to, let's end the day by using the bell. Click the bell on the counter to signal all customers to leave and head home. You can also use it at the end of the day, early, when you don't feel like speaking to all the customers. Okay. Wonder if that's ever a valid strategy for this game, to end the day early. Tuesday. Second day. An awkward gentleman. A new customer takes a seat at the bar. He takes a slow look around the room and then at you. He glances back at the entrance a few times, like he expects someone to sneak in after him. The man doesn't hesitate to tap the bar, demanding the attention you're already giving him. What can I get you? How does this place work? Just like a regular bar? No butlers or whatever? I just want a drink. Anything in particular? I don't care. You choose. How does this place work? Just like a regular bar, no butlers? Well, I can definitely serve you then. He seems like a clear-cut kind of guy. He lifted a clean glass from the tray and placed it on the table. I'm ready to serve then. Thank you. Mint punch. No. Poison drop. Definitely a whiskey kind of guy. That's what I'm feeling from this guy here. Maybe a vermouth, though, too. No, let's make him something with whiskey. I think this right here. Make him an old-fashioned. Definitely an old-fashioned kind of guy. That's what I'm getting from him. Something not too alcoholic that'll take him off his rocker. You know. Because I'm assuming this is probably the detective. We saw that at the very beginning, you know. So, that shouldn't be a surprise. Alrighty. We'll do poison drop. I'm feeling it. He's gonna like it. Ooh, shit. Nice. Complete. Oh, it changes the color of the drink to match it, too. It was white before, with the one I made for that girl. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very pleasant, actually. You've probably guessed that I'm here for more than a drink. We have business. Business? He sits down in today's newspaper, rather than turning it as Vincent did yesterday. Instead, lets a heavy pages land with a thud. The headline reads, Latest Bukovi Boulevard Victim Identified. In a statement to the press this morning, Bukovi police finally released the name of the latest victim in the string of murders by the so-called Bukovi killer. The body of 24-year-old Natalia Reed, a native Tsarin and lifetime resident of Bukovi, was found yesterday in the unnamed alley of Bukovi Boulevard at 6 in the morning by the local resident heading out for work. Police have since confirmed that the crime took place outside a speakeasy known as the Last Drop, which the victim, a junior accountant, was known to frequent in her off time to drink and gamble. The illegal business has since been shut down, resulting in several arrests. Police Commissioner Aldea urges the public to be careful and to come forward with any information that may aid the police in their ongoing investigation, as the perpetrator remains at large. Natalia Reed's family has declined to comment. Her employer, Mark Weaver, says only that he assumed she was just late again. Have you encountered anyone acting strangely at this establishment? Not really. I doubt that. None. Really. There's a lot of unusual behavior around right now. Did you read the news yesterday? Speakeasy guest found dead. And since you just served me alcohol, that would make this place a speakeasy. I'm not gonna go beating around the bush with this guy. Exactly. Good mood. He reaches in a fuck. It's the cops. God dang it. Who could have thought? He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a police badge. His name reads Constable Hugo Mertens. He waits a moment to make sure you understand the gravity of the situation. I'm investigating a series of murders that took place outside established speakeasies. Are you going to shut us down, then? Speakeasies are, at the moment, one of the only leads I have. I may never say this again, but your business needs to stay open. The killer is using locations like yours, so one of your patrons could be a killer. killer. There are a lot of speakeasies, but this killer is mobile. There's a good chance they've been here, and a good chance you've served them. For a time, your establishment has protection from me and the rest of the constabulary. This place is no longer a bar. It's a hunting ground where I will catch a killer, with your help. Your first assignment is to interview those drunkards and find out if any of them frequented the speakeasy where we found Natalia Reed. Do that, and I might just extend your time a bit longer, so we can figure out who's behind all this. I'm guessing there's no opt-out of this one. He shakes his head softly, then pulls a badge from the table and places it back into his side pocket. I did my homework. I know who you are. Just think of it this way. As a reformed citizen, you should be more than happy to help out. You're holding it over me. Got it. Yeah. I'm just a little bit pissy about that. Don't hold my fucking background against me. That's a bit rude, ain't it? You might not be too fond of the constabulary, but you have to be realistic. Right now, we want the same thing. I'll do it. Good. Any questions? No. Let's move on. I mean, why should I help you? To get a killer off the streets. What was my first task again? Talk to the customers about who went to the last drop. We're good. You're part of this now. Time is short, and I expect something solid from you. Soon. Speaking with customers will provide you with clues about the current case. These clues can be reviewed in the notebook at any time. Using the clue button will let you present a clue from your notebook to the customers you're currently talking to, letting you ask them for more information or confront them with evidence. Presenting clues to customers is crucial to uncovering new evidence to solve your case. Helpful customers may be able to spot lies, provide new information, or provide an alibi. But be careful. Showing certain people confrontational evidence may affect their mood a little. The case is the highest priority, and you're on the clock. If you don't have the killer in 2 weeks, this gets kicked upstairs to the Confederated force. And if that happens, my career is in tatters and your bar is finished. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. 2 weeks to prove we're not children playing detectives. 2 weeks to save our careers and our reputations. 2 weeks to make our streets safe. And save some lives while we're at it. No pressure though, eh? Take care. You should have finished your drink. I worked hard on that. Pete Wagner enters your bar. You recognize him by the scar on his cheek. It's been a while, and you don't quite know if you're ready to see him again. He takes his seat, looking you in your eye. You can't quite tell if he recognizes you. You hope he doesn't. Welcome to the nightcap. Creative location for a speakeasy. The filth are looking for old bars opening up again, not basements owned by bookworms. Make me a real drink so I can forget all the weak cat piss they serve in the stacks. If memory serves, you make a good cocktail, though usually a bit sweet for my taste. Miss me, Peter? Every day. Was crying myself to sleep on a pillow soaked through with tears. You feel the same, I imagine. Sure. He raises his eyebrows and shoves a few coins your way. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out, eh? Any flavor I can work in there that you might like? Going all sweet on me now. Well, I'd like a hint of coffee to go with my drink. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out, then. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the bar. Peter leans low and his chin rests on the bar, the light catching the long scar on his cheek. His eyes twinkle as he looks up at you. Well, bro, don't look at me like that. Let's see if I can remember what you like, then. Let's see, indeed. Peter Wagner. Like a little bit of coffee? Let's see. The wake-up call. A vodka and coffee liqueur, sugar syrup, espresso, and coffee beans. A little bit of like an espresso martini right there. So that just means we don't know what he likes yet. The wake-up call? Jesus. Oh. Complete. Let's go. Ta-da! Bit of a weird one. Perfect mix for the wake-up call. I'm usually not a fan of surprises in my drinks, but this is good. So you're a bartender now, eh? Well, that's an odd one. But if you want to pull a curtain over your past, I'll go along with it. Peter is a criminal. More specifically, he's an enforcer for the feared crime lord Carla. But as long as you don't owe any money, insult him, or spill his drink, you should be fine. Strange how that face with a frightening scar can light up a room when he smiles. Though it doesn't happen often. How can someone so dangerous be so charming? Thanks. Your rival speakeasies ain't too appealing. I can see why you're getting busier. The other places either turn away anyone without a duchy, or they hose the blood off the dance floor with each night. The last drop was the only one I could appreciate, but it got shut down a few days ago. What's a little blunt to you? I'm a teddy bear. I got claws, but I don't want to get them out when I'm trying to hold my wine glass. You notice him bite the inside of his cheek. For a moment, you think he's going to try denying it. Instead, he shrugs. I reckon my job ain't good or bad. It's neutral. Cause and effect and all that. What I do is a natural result of the system we live in, and the deals people make. It's neutral? I take no responsibility for what happens to the folks I collect from. They knew the deal they were getting into when they took the money. But even though I don't feel bad for them, that doesn't mean I want to go drinking with gorillas like me, who laugh about smashing open some indebted shopkeeper's skull. He took a final long sip of his drink and sets the empty cup down on the table. You're not a complete monster. I'm just Peter, and I play my part without prejudice or pleasure. Like I said, cause and effect. And now, if you'll excuse me, this drink's had an effect on me, and I need to take care of that. Sure thing. Ooh, oh my god, a preacher? I think we leave him for last. I'm not sure if order actually matters in this, but a well-dressed lady being waited on? Probably not for too long. An obscenely glamorous woman wipes the stool clean before gingerly sitting on it. After a moment, she checks her lipstick in the pocket mirror before readjusting her coat. She leans forward to meet your gaze. Welcome. It's certainly cushy down here. To think this grand a place below a bookstore. How very Vincent. You know Vincent, then? Yes. He's the man who invited me. He probably mentioned I'd be showing up. He's quite the fan. Her nails tap rhythmically to some invisible music. You can't tell if she's waiting for you to say something in particular. I'm sorry, but Vincent hasn't mentioned you. No, he must have. Come in, Olivia. There's probably some kind of list I'm on, a VIP kind of affair. I'm an actor/singer/radio host. If you haven't heard of me, you've certainly heard my voice. Her voice is silky and delicate like a silver bell. You don't mind listening to it even though it drips with audacity. Oh, that Olivia Carmine. Yes, Vincent has mentioned you. See, we all need a little push to jog our memory sometimes. Perhaps you heard about the time I saved a performance of Dandies and Dames, the classic grand. Maybe. I need to jog my memory again. The stagehand forgot to leave a prop gun on stage. I ended up singing bang bang noises to finish the performance. The audience loved it, and the director went along with it. The show got middling reviews, but I was praised for my quick thinking and my coolness under pressure. Well then, can I get you a drink? Are you buying, darling? Put it on my tab. I'll be here often. I eagerly await your performance, bartender. Anything specific you might fancy, then? Something fruity. I love tropical fruits in particular. I eagerly await your performance, then. Well then, I will lift a glass and place it in front of Olivia. She purses her lips, taking a long look at her nails beside the glass. Let's pour you something fabulous then. Thank you, darling. My throat is absolutely parched. Well then, something like the Pirate's Joy, maybe. Using pineapple, tropical, tomato juice, whiskey, lemon cherry. You know, depending on the place, cherries would also be a little bit tropical, but let's go with the Pirate's Joy. Probably be the most tropical one with pineapples, things like that. Well, not tropical for cherries, but exotic, I guess, would be the better way to say it. Something that wouldn't be normally there. But yeah, Pirate's Joy makes the most sense. Let's go with that. Arg. Oh, dude. Oh, Jesus. I panicked so hard there. I almost messed the drink up for the nice lady. The perfect mix of Pirate's Joy. Astonishing, flawless, incredibly divine. Absolutely brilliant use of everything. Inspirational, honestly. What a day. Oh, did I tell you about my radio career? She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she leans forward and curls her finger to pull you close. Well, today, I spent the majority of my time reading contracts. I'm starting my own show, you see. Something daring, something bold, something that'll knock the socks right off of my listeners. I'm calling it Chamomile and Carmine. Classy, right? So I can't click on the clues yet to ask people. I'd say absolutely. You'll want the first to hear about it, but well, I suppose I'll let my mouth run when I'm a little bit tipsy, so more we'll find out soon. Picture me in my sultry voice, broadcast nationwide to the people of Tessara, even the poor folks who can't make it to my stage performances. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Good things happen to good people, you know. Sure. Olivia swallows the last bit of her drink and takes a long sip. She wipes her mouth with a tissue before setting the empty glass down beside your hand. Thank you for the drink. I will be back, though hopefully soon you won't have to wait too long to hear my voice. Kisses. With a slight stumble, she pushes herself up. With one drink, she's fucking stumbling? Damn. I didn't think it was that strong. I thought it was like a 4% kind of thing. She must not be good with alcohol then. With a slight stumble, she pushes herself up, winks at you, and takes her leave. I'll see you soon then. Well, one last person to serve, and it's the pastor over here. A gloomy priest. A miserable-looking man sits down at the bar. A big cloud follows him. Once he has your attention, he peruses the drink stacked behind you. What can I get you, sir? I never understand all these names. Something strong, please. If I'm doing something wrong, I might as well do it right. Anything besides just strong? Not really. Just strong. Alright then. What does the goddess want you to order then? Just make me a drink, please. And with fewer jokes. Well, the only thing... Oh, night count indeed. 7. Ice cubes, gin, vermouth, triple sec, lemon slice. Dang. Just... it's a lot of alcohol, I see why. I'm Batman. Yes. Goddamn. I gotta follow the line better. I'm getting ahead of myself and just kind of dragging it along. I'll be really bad at this if I don't fix myself up properly. Alright, the night count made. Here you go. The world is spinning, and my worries have become as blurred as my vision. Exactly why I came here. That doesn't sound like a good thing. He shrugs, places the glass back against his lips and downs the rest. When the glass is empty, he wags his finger for you to refill it. How about we just start with your name? You really don't know who I am. I'm Father Lacey, but you can just call me John. I'm a priest at the church up the road. You know this is alcoholic, right? We are permitted. Besides, how could the goddess resent a priest drinking in this city? Is it that bad? If you took confessions too, you wouldn't ask. What do people confess? Everything you can imagine and more. I used to have faith in humanity. Here you go. Thank you. I'll be back soon. Godspeed, John. He downs the rest and stands up. Now that you can see him better, you notice a clerical collar that was tucked in. He tips his head and takes his leave. Well then, John Lacey. Not much left to do, eh? Don't really get a chance to actually ask anybody. Don't get a lot of info on anybody in particular either. Peter's favorite speakeasy was the last drop, so I think we need to ask him about that next time we see him. Let's end the day. Okay, coat rack ends the day. At the end of the day, you can return to your office where you can review your clues on the clue board and try to make new deductions. Oh shit. That's awkward. Something about giving your thoughts. The clues and other things are very important, and somehow you can be able to connect them to form new evidence. Spot a contradiction or two pieces of evidence that tell you something about the same person or event. Try combining them. You combine two clues by connecting their pins with a red string. Okay, so if I take these two from here... Okay, at any point you can remove a clue from the board by dragging and dropping it back in the clue list. Should you feel a piece of information is no longer important. So I just need to click the red string. Oh, drag it over here. Those two are important right there. New clue has been combined. Combined clues are key to the investigation. Building a solid case will hinge on making these connections. Asking your customers about these new clues will often lead you to new insights as well. Not all clues can be combined, of course. But if you're ever stuck, try and see if there are any new deductions that can be made. Just proceed the next day, click on the coat rack to the side. Aye aye, Capitan. Let's confirm. Go to the next day. I do like that. That's actually really nice. Although, a lot of it's going to be like shoving around a bunch of red string to see if any of them connect. Ooh, that's a lot of dudes right there. And we have Peter already here. Well, well, look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're a beacon in the night. I don't plan on closing anytime soon. Let's just catch up, just like the old days. Now press the clue button at the bottom and you'll be able to present him a new clue. Select the Peter Street Smart clue to ask him for more information on it. Peter broke into the last drop, the speakeasy where Natalia Reed's murder took place. Before it was shut down, you should be able to tell you who else went there to drink, and if any of them visit the nightcap. Okay. That's a bit weird. Alright. Let's do that. The story about the broad that got iced. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Peter saying it. Story about the broad that got iced at the speakeasy? What about it? What do you think happened? You read the story. I'm sure the Jonas did a great job. They always do. Don't be like that. I just want your opinion. You're fishing, and for what? I got nothing for you. You and me both know how this show plays out. The paper spins a story. The hoi polio get all worked up. Ain't no one get the real facts, except for the ones who know how to keep their mouths shut. And folks who say the city's council are fabricating the killings, they get their heads screwed on wrong. Bacobi officials can barely patch a hole in the road for all that stage of murder. I know a professional job when I see one, and this, it ain't professional, but it was done by someone who has experience, someone who planned it out real careful, who's done it before. Did you visit that speakeasy? Yes, quite often. And plenty of folks went there. So don't go making any inferences. Jesus. Plenty of folk went there, so don't go making any inferences. You know where the line is. No need to see what happens if you step over. Who else went there? Hard to tell. It was a mixed crowd. Let me think. Alina Dragos. Type of rich blonde who don't want nothing to do with me. Last year she made a big thanks to her daddy winning the jackpot at a poker tourney. There was Elliot, sour-faced alcoholic who popped in occasionally. If he was in school, I'd beat the snot out of him and take his milk money. Still mine. And Killian Durand, rich kid with a baby face and the soft hands. Taking roll call? If this bartender gig doesn't work out, I see it's a job as an intrepid reporter. What do you think of that, Scoops? Alright, I was just curious. Well then, let's catch up, just like the old days. If you don't feel like asking a customer any further questions, you can press the button, leave button in the bottom right to exit the conversation, regardless of how many actions you have left. However, if you stop the question repeated, you can simply continue the conversation. I mean, yeah, we can. I don't mind. Let's see. Let's make him his drink first. Actually, let's just see. This might take an action point just to ask preferences, but I think it's fine. What sort of drinks do you like, Peter? I like proper drinks. Something pure, like vodka. Anything else? Coffee helps. Keeps me sharp in the wee hours. You working late then? You know I do. Nothing good happens in the morning, so best sleep through it. Get a lot more done while everyone else is sleeping and out of my way. Despite the name, a cold winter usually keeps me warm during those long nights. I remember. Make your drink first. Peter leans low and his chin rests on the bar, the light catching a long scar on his cheek. His eyes twinkle as he looks up at you. No drink? Maybe just one. You don't want my loops loosening. Who knows what I'll say? Ha ha, very funny. You better not say anything. And see. Cold winter indeed. I like this one. We can swap it up a little bit. We made up the wake-up call, but I think he likes one like this one a bit more, maybe. Cream and coffee powder. Extra coffee. Oh, this one has espresso, though. That's more of strong coffee. Well, we can just swap it up and see if we can make anything else you might like. Maybe something that would be his favorite. Come on now. Shake it, shake it, shake it. A cold winter indeed. This career shift is starting to make a little bit of sense. You have talent. Let's catch up, just like the old days. How's work these days? Sure, I'll play along with this amnesia of yours. My job's the same as ever. I'm a problem solver. And the problem I solve is this. What do you do when someone who owes you money stops paying you? I make sure agreements are kept and no one breaks their word. In a way, I keep all parties involved cause one way. Cause. Yeah, he definitely has that like British kind of like slang to it. I need to maybe give it a little bit thicker. I'll make sure agreements are kept and no one breaks their word. In a way, I help parties involved cause one way or another, the deal they made won't be broken. And where possible, I hope my business never involves my friends. Business is never personal for me. By the way, but the way I do business, some people take it real personal. Understood. Let's just catch up, just like the old days. So, know anything about Natalia Reed? Shame about her accident. Her murder. Murder, then. I saw her here and there. I reckon it's real odd that she got iced. Why odd? She didn't seem like the victim type, you know. The victim type? Really? He tilts his head for a moment and you see his eyebrows shift, giving you a knowing look. She was confrontational, fearless. Most people intimidated by me, but she brushed me off. She brushed off my employer a few times too. Usually the ones who end up victims are the ones who don't fight back. Even drunk, she'd probably put up a good fight. Really? I reckon so. Killed from behind, right? Whoever stuck her probably thought she couldn't take her. They couldn't take her in a fight. The police, whoever was holding on to your leash, should be looking at cowards. That's what you should be investigating. Who says I'm investigating anything? You're asking a lot of questions. People with our background know better. No one ever got iced for asking too few questions. You're right. Hey, if you had someone pulling your chain, I get it. Someone holding something over you, I guess? Maybe. Don't be coy. We go way back, so I get it. Right. I'm good, my friend. Let's exit for now. Yeah. Alright, I need to get back to work, my friend. I'll be off then. Take care. Ooh, we got a lot of guys here. What the heck? A posse of folks here? Eh? It was not letting me move for some reason. Let's get the guy who's sitting off on his lonesome over here real quick. Ooh, already in a bad mood. A moody-looking man sits down. He takes a deep breath and hunches over the bar, avoiding eye contact. Long day, then? Every day is the same length. Can I get a cocktail? Sure. As your hands move to grip a glass, he holds his palms up, stopping you. Wait. Please make sure it's a clean glass. All of our glasses are clean. I'm sure, but I've had bad experiences. Smudges and such. One glass? No smudges. Good. I'll have that cocktail then. I'm waiting. Any particular flavors you might enjoy? Nothing too fruity. I don't like seeds or pith in my mouth. Maybe something minty. I'm waiting then. Something minty, not too fruity. The man closely inspects it and gives it a reassuring nod. Coming right up. I hope it is good. Alright. Something maybe a little bit minty would be like the copper bullet. Anything else with mint in it other than that? Something like the mint punch is more of a cocktail. Not too fruity, there is a lime slice in there, but normally it doesn't have too many seeds or pith to it. I feel like the mint punch or the copper bullet would be better. Copper bullet, like, here's the thing, if I did the copper bullet, it doesn't really, its glass is not really a glass, it's a copper mug, you know. Variable bitter, orange peel. So the two things with mint would be mint punch and copper bullet. I think we're going to try the mint punch first. Let's start with that. Like it. Damn. Really not holding anything back, eh? Let's go. Complete. Minigame's fun, but it's not too crazy. Not really hard to do. Definitely is a mint punch. That's a lot of mint. That's a nice drink. Clean glass. Crisp taste. You watch him down the rest. When the glass is empty, he wipes it carefully with his sleeve, making sure to clean the rim where his lips were. Are you a big drinker, then? There's not much else to do in Bakovi. To be honest, I'm not usually out on days like these, but my date got cancelled. Are you open the whole weekend? We are. Good. That's when I usually need a drink. I'm Elliot, by the way. I live a few streets over. Nice to meet you, Elliot. Can I get you another drink? No, I think he might be a man of few words. I don't know. He also downed that whole thing pretty quickly. Maybe we just get him another drink. No, I should head home. Thanks a lot for the drink. I'll be back soon. I'll see you then. Alright, not too shabby. But yeah. Pick the right choice with that one. Who should we serve first? Well, obviously, Ladies first. A well-dressed girl. The young, well-dressed woman sits at the bar and waits. She doesn't seem the happiest, but as soon as you look at her, she puts a smile and leans on the bar. What can I get you? I don't really know. If I'm honest, too many options. How about I choose then? I'd appreciate that. I'm feeling a bit out of my depth here. Something light, though. I have work in the morning. Looking forward to trying anything you make for me. Any flavors that you're fond of, then? Might sound odd, but tomato. Alright, I think I got something just for you. Lift a clean glass and put it on the tray. Let's make you something nice. Many thanks. The femme fatale. Oh, she's the killer. Tomato juice? Yeah. Let's go with it. Ooh, Jesus. Stop following me so fast. Ja-ja. Complete. Blue. That's lovely. Thank you. Places like this are fascinating to me. I'm not used to all of this. You're welcome. You're as welcome as anyone. She tilts her head as she's wondering whether to agree or not. I keep thinking the constabulary will arrest me at any moment. If my friends were caught, they would pay a fine, but I'd end up in jail. I understand. It's definitely troubling. Yes, I think you do. I'm Maria Papa, by the way. I'm here with my friend Alina. Alina? I think that was a name we heard already. Speaking of, we should probably go back there. One of them wouldn't want to miss out on another story from Wendy about her butler is getting fat and her swimming pool is too big. Good luck. You'll need it. Maybe another drink, too. You see her put on a smile, grab her drink, and make her way over to the table. Huh. Seems like she's not a big fan of the people she's around. Bit of an odd thing, but... Alrighty. We should try... We'll just go from here over. Oh, that's a super rich friend. Actually, let's leave her for last, then. The pearls around her neck like that? Has to be. The blonde lady. I feel like this might be Alina. Let me check my notebook real quick. Oh. Alina Dragos, Elliot Lynn, Killian Durand. All freaking the speakeasy where the murder took place. Okay, let's see then. A young woman sits casually at the bar. Before she says a word, she looks at the list of drinks on the wall behind you, a tad confused. Good evening. Hello. What can I get you? I don't know what I'm feeling today. I want something strong, but I'm also craving something sweet. What can you do? I can try and help you make up your mind. That'd probably help. Okay, let's roll the dice. Surprise me. What did you like again? I think I got this. Something strong and sweet. Lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's make you something nice. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Something strong, something sweet. Something like maybe the Eastern Ruby. Let's do it. Nice. Ja-ja. See how she likes this one. Ta-da! The perfect mix for a good drink. Well, I definitely don't hate it. Thank you. Have you been open long? Not particularly. I thought this place seemed new. Below a bookshop, too. I used to come here to buy books when I was a kid, whenever my father gave me a bit of pocket money. Either way, consider me sold, I guess. How'd you afford somewhere on the boulevard, though? I don't own the place. Right. Anyways, I'm Alina Dragos. I brought a few of my friends along who are already a bit tipsy, if you haven't noticed already. She didn't have to tell you that. They reek of booze. You hide it well, then. Yes, We found a bottle in the basement. We're celebrating a friend's birthday. Anyway, I'm going to go look for my friends. Hope they haven't wandered off. Take care. You too. Seems like I can drag him back to the bar later, but let's go through everybody for now. Let's see. A woman sits down at the bar. Her eyes are piercing as she scans the room, then you, taking everything in. She's dressed up with diamond earrings, a pearl necklace, and a coat that could be a mink. What can I get you? This place is so charming as it is easy to find. When Alina mentioned a speakeasy on the boulevard, I can't say I expected this. Money has flooded into the Bukovi Boulevard and washed away the dirt, but some of the character too. However, it seems to have flowed past this venue without much impact. I can't tell if that's a compliment or not. As close to one as you're likely to get from me. I'm Wendy Broker. You might have heard of my father. You haven't, but she says it with enough confidence that you feel like you should. Well, I don't think you'll need to ask around too much to know my reputation. Impeccable. And if you stay on my good side, I'll even think of an endearing nickname for you. Okay, well, do you want a drink? Don't make me beg. What does a lady like you drink, then? Something strong enough to make everyone look a little more fabulous, but not too much. Don't make me beg. Something strong, but something probably clean, sophisticated like her. A difficult task. Wait, she said something in particular? Let's see if I can impress you. A difficult task, but nothing is impossible, darling. What speaks her, then? Not the night count, a little bit too strong. Poison drop could be interesting. She seems like someone who would enjoy a proper drink. Evening prayer? Gin, vodka, white wine with a lemon slice. Might be more to her liking. We haven't made that for anybody yet. Can't look at this. You said something strong. That's more middle of the pack alongside the fours. But not something fruity, I'd say. Something just strong, more of a neutral taste would be more her fashion. The evening prayer. I like it. Let's go with that. She might not like it, but we'll try it anyways. You want something strong, girl? I got you. See how you like this one. The perfect mix for maybe a perfect drink. You know how to pour a drink with some glamour. I never doubted you. I'll take this back to my table now, darling. Enjoy. Not much of a speaker, eh? Well, one last drink for the gentleman. Boy in pink. Before he even sits down, you can tell this young man has an attitude. He frowns at the bar and his seat, the drink selection, then you. You wish you weren't so good at handling men like him. You've had more experience than you've wished for. He looks your way when he sits down. When you don't immediately give him attention, he taps the table twice. What can I get you? Surprise me. Maybe give me some hints? Well, I'm a big fan of rum, I think. You think? Watch him trying to get comfortable in his seat. He looks over his shoulder at the three girls he came with, then regards you with an urgent look in his eyes. You're the bartender, so tend bar and serve me something. I don't drink too much, and my parents are into wines, not cocktails. I can handle that. Thank you. Alright, pour away. So, that's a bit of an odd thing to say. So he's into rum, he thinks. More into wines and not cocktails. I can try. Lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's get you something nice. Don't keep me waiting now. More into wines, eh? Well, let's keep it easy on the man. He's with some lovely ladies. Let's make sure that he can keep himself up a ride with a little bit of a punch. Right, perfect mix for the mint punch. We're the gentleman. Oh, this looks fine indeed. I'm Killian. You might have met my parents at some point. The Durans. Might have. You might have met a doctor with that surname, though it's a bit fuzzy. Fine, people. Though I suppose as private doctors might be a bit out of your price range for healthcare. With that, he pays, turns around, and goes back to sit at his table. Well then, if he wants to keep it brief, he can keep it brief. I think we need to talk to Alina again, right? Alina or Killian. I think Killian was there too, right? Killian was there before, Alina was there before. Let's start with her first and foremost. Hello. What does a girl need to do to get a drink around here? Evening, Alina. Let's catch up on all the gossip then. How are you finding your time here? Pleasant crowd, mostly. Though there are a few people that I'm not on great terms with. But it's a bar, so that's to be expected. Who? I'd rather not get into it, honestly. Right. Now, let's not push it right now. So... dating? Are you single? Risk? What brings you to a speakeasy? Let's just ask about friends. Start slow, you know. Let's not get into a job real quick. Who are the people you game with? I don't particularly like the nouveau rich, or the old rich. Killian is sweet, but painfully innocent. Wendy has her moments. The only person I really want around me is Maria. Why do you socialize with them? Because they're useful. The wealthy don't see us as people or tools, so I've sort of adopted that mindset. But you're rich. You're not getting it. I was born poor. That stain stays with you. For Killian, he was born middle class, so he's closer to home. I might be wealthy now, but I didn't come into money through gem mining or property or an aristocratic aunt. Gambling. My father has money now, but all that means is that he has more to lose, and gamblers always lose in the end. If I don't imagine myself with these people, or if I don't ingratiate myself with these people, maybe even shack up with one of them, I will have nothing again. I'll be nothing to them. In the grand scheme, I'm a blip, a momentary, fleeting thing in these people's lives. I've got to hook them in, get them invested, and eventually probably marry one if I want to keep this lifestyle. I just wish I could, I don't know, trust them a bit more. Some of them are decent, I think, but I know where I come from, where I came from, and I know I won't go back. That has to be my focus. That's quite the plan. I'm a chess player. Planning ahead is what I do. Still seems a little bit cynical. You mean pragmatic? Seeing how quickly people changed the way they treated me the moment I got money left me a little jaded, I suppose. On good days, I think my friends aren't like that. They're better than that. Wendy and Killian might have more to them than I admit, but I still don't fully trust them. Yet. Let's see. Let's see. And still, like, what brings you to a speakeasy, Might not like the topic, but let's see. You can't expect a girl to spill all her secrets without loosening her lips a little first. With some chat, maybe a couple compliments about my lovely new earrings, and a few drinks. Let's get you drunk then. Anything you do in your spare time? I play competitive chess. I'm good at it, depending on who you compare me to. Maria and I have been chess partners since we were kids. Back then, we imagined that if we cut good enough, we'd live the life of chess grandmasters. Play chess for trophies, live in hotels, go to parties, have crowds cheer our name. The reality is a lot of those events only pay you when you win, and the entry fees are extortionate. Back in the day, we did overtime to avoid qualification fees. We'd be so exhausted from overtime that we'd never play our best. We'd scrap up enough money for one hotel room and pass out each night. Still had fun, though. Ever win? I won a tournament a few weeks back, actually. Maria got second place. We both qualify for an upcoming national tournament. Maria doesn't know yet, but I'll be paying to take us both there. That's kind of you, actually. It's our dream. I understand. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. I'll see you later then. Let's just get to know these guys a bit better, I think. I think that's better for us all here. Good evening. Good evening, Maria. We should chat, I guess. Pass the time. I see that you're not much of a big drinker. Not at all. If I'm honest, I came here only because Alina asked me along, and leaving her at a bar alone isn't something I'm comfortable with. You're a good friend. I think so too. Alina and I have been through a lot. I like knowing she's safe. Even if it means drinking? Oh, it's not so bad. Sometimes having a few drinks makes the book I'm reading even more exciting, though I often lose my place and have to read the same page over and over. You're welcome to read anything on the shelves, by the way. Really? I mean, thanks. Thank you. I wasn't sure if a speakeasy was for me, but a speakeasy with a library. Let's see. So you and Alina play chess together? Oh, we do, yes. We've been partners since we were 8. Met at a chess club in school. We were rivals, but ended up being best friends. That's a long friendship you have there. I know her better than myself at this point. Chess is about getting into your opponent's head. I like it inside hers. Does that sound strange? A little. We can get very competitive, but we share the same dreams. To get a little bit better every day, and to beat all those stuffy old bearded men at the chess council together. We know each other so well now. I'm not sure our practice is helping us get to the next level, but I also enjoy the time we spend together. We dream of one day beating Bukovi's top grandmaster. We're getting close. Alina won a tournament a few weeks ago. We're getting close. Wait, oh gosh, probably just restart. We dream of one day beating Bukovi's top grandmaster. We're getting close. Alina won a tournament a few weeks ago, and I came second. I was so happy. We played against each other in the finals, and it was intense. I felt like my whole life was built into that moment. Since we were in the top spots, we knew we'd already qualify for the next tournament in a few months with the Grandmasters. So in a way, the final was like a victory lap for us. Have I talked about chess too much? Sometimes I can't tell if I'm talking too much about something I love. But either way, thank you for listening. Anytime. We should chat, I guess, right? Pass the time. Tell me about yourself, if you don't mind. What do you want to know? I'm a people pleaser. Is that okay? I work at the old tailor's in the stacks. The other girls, it seems good. Talk about drinking and dancing, but I keep my head down. They think I'm dull, but I know that place would catch fire one day. There was a fire? The building is a death trap. We don't know who blew the fuse box. In a house of matches, it can be hard to find the first spark, you know. But it didn't burn down completely. Alina and I just can't play chess in the basement anymore. You play chess then? When we were at school, we played for boiled sweets. It's a wonder we still have teeth. The women in the workhouse think I'm quiet and boring, but I watch them and I see things. Patterns. Not just in the fabric, but in this city, in people, and most of all, in chess. Alina is good, but most days I can beat her. There's a fire in me. Competition. Even without candy, victory is still sweet. You're a grandmaster, then? Not quite. Although I have won tournaments. We both won a few, but none of that were official or major. Alina always beats me when the stakes are high. It's like the pressure of playing against my friend makes me wilt. In the heat of competition, she lights up and I burn out. She just wants it more. I once asked her what her secret is. I'll never forget what she said. Never dim your star to make others shine brighter. Any other hobbies that aren't so intense? Cooking, I guess. I make a great sommelier. What the heck is a sommelier? We're looking that up real quick. Sommelier. Roman cabbage rolls. Oh. Hold on, what do they fill this with? I see that stuffed with meat? Sausage? Bacon and ground pork? Yo, this is dope. Sour cabbage, though. Where the heck do you find sour cabbage? Not just... Oh, sold in jars. That's a lie, though. Oh, you can also find sour cabbage at your local Polish or Ukrainian stores. What the? I don't think I have any Polish or Ukrainian stores near me. 1 second. Let me just Ukrainian stores near me. Is there even one in Alabama? I highly doubt it. Oh, there's a European market in Huntsville, Alabama. So that might be the only place in Alabama that I could possibly get something of this nature. If I wanted to get sour cabbage and make some sort of sour cabbage roll. I'm kind of curious. I might go there one day. It's a long drive to get there, but I'd be down. I'd probably go there. F it. We ball kind of situation. Alrighty. Back to game, though. Sorry for segue. But let me just extend the conversation. Cooking, I guess. I make a great sommelier. But this is starting to feel more like a job interview instead of a drinks order. Fair point. Don't think there's anything else I really need to talk to, because I'm not gonna go and bring up some dead lady with them just yet. Let's get to know them a bit better. Maybe I can start using some clues against them? Not clues in like, it's more like the personality stuff is what I've been getting, really. This part right here. The things that have been popping up, I was assuming maybe I could use them, but I don't think I can. Anywho, I think we just end the conversation here. Yeah. Well, I have manners to attend to. Great. I'll see you soon. I'll see you too. I don't know if those things stack and keep. Well, let's go talk to her real quick then. We meet again. Evening. What do you want to know, bartender? Well, tell me about yourself first, Wendy. I love that idea. She opens her mouth in mock surprise and lets out a little delighted giggle. What's there to say? I grew up at a papa's old estate, Home Heath. Home Heath? I was trying to say Home Hearth. Home Heath, out in the country. I moved to Bakovy because I got bored, and I came to dive bars like this because I love the entertainment. Dive bars, huh? And so you fit right in. Oh, are we sparring? That's adorable. You continue to meet my expectations. I'll play along. Come on, darling. I've been exceedingly gentle. Let's get to know each other better. Or worse, if you prefer. I'll start. I was born here, I moved here, and now I'm sat in this cramped little stool talking to someone who has a very colorful background. I guess criminals can be dangerous. I know a lot, darling, and most of what I know I keep to myself. This has been delightful. I mean that. It's refreshing to have repartee with someone who can keep up. Chin chin. Sure. What do you want to know, bartender? How do you know everyone? I'm cordial with Alina and Maria, and I know Killian. We met a while ago at a tango class, you know, in pre-prohibition times. Don't get me wrong. Blah, blah. Don't get me wrong. They're not hideously dull or anything. I just feel they are slow to trust and reluctant to say anything genuine. You feel the same? Or are you an open book? What you see is what you get. Like a cannoli, it's what's on the inside that counts. I've noticed you do a lot of watching. You pour drinks while keeping your eye on your customers. The sign of a good bartender, or someone who's fearful of their own clientele. I can't blame you. Imagine if one of us were the police. Are you? She laughs, and for the first time it sounds genuine. You've amused her, and she lets the mask slip for a little bit. You've known plenty like her, and learned to never let your guard down around them. No. I wish there was something as exciting as a police informant among us, but alas, we are as we seem. Well, other than Maria. She's not rich at all. Dirt poor, in fact. But you can tell, if you look closely, you can tell. She purses her lips briefly, a smile flashing across her face. Not the friendliest thing to say. Sorry, there was a motorcycle. Not the friendliest thing to say. Friendly? What an odd concept. Alina pays for everything. Marie is a puppy in her purse. But we all do what we must. In her position, maybe I'd do the same. The poor girl's head must be spinning. Evenings in the casino, speakeasy in clubs with Alina, then back to her threadbare bedsheets each night in the stacks. What a contrast. It's cruel, really. You don't seem to like Maria. I don't much like Alina that much either. Oh, geez, I'm messing up sentences. I don't like Alina much right now either, but again, they might grow on me. Maria and Alina have some quirks, which I like, imperfections, and they're both sharp as tacks, if you haven't heard. Maria hides it under a shy facade, while Alina hides it under a layer of, blondness. Opinions are fluid. For example, I don't care for you, but perhaps the tide is slowly shifting. Same with the girls, Alina and Maria. If they would just ease off on the chest chat and address the sexual tension in the room instead, I might enjoy their company a great deal more. I'm sure. What do you want to know, bartender? You seem to wear a lot of expensive items. I do. Aren't you worried about being robbed? If I'm outside, the best place someone could rob would be my empty home. If I don't wear the nice things I have, I'd be living the same life as a woman who had already been robbed, an unglamorous existence. Earrings are meant for ears, and jewelries don't sparkle when kept in a box. What do you want to know, bartender? Let's maybe get into this. I doubt that you would know Natalie Reed. Because she wasn't on the list of people that were potential patrons, right? Yeah. It's mostly Elliot, which I think is who we're going to interrogate. I didn't want to do Alina because they had a lot we could talk about. I might just wait until later, overall, to just exit this conversation. I have some other things to attend to. I'm sure you do. Goodbye. Bartender, we meet again. I need a drink. Please surprise me with something nice. That tends to happen if you visit. I bet you hear all sorts of little tittle-tattle in here. What's the subject of the day? Why are you drinking so much? I thought clearly you don't really enjoy it. It's just something to do. Nights are boring without parties. That's it, really. Killian seems to be hiding something. Perhaps serving him enough alcohol will make him talk, though. Understood. So need more drinking to do that. What do you think of Alina? Alina is a lot of fun to be around. Feels like summer sun bursting through the clouds. Poetic. Very bubbly. Funny that someone like her can come from such a poor family. Lots of personality. Sometimes what comes out of her mouth sounds like intellectual gibberish to me, but even the most frivolous words are kissed on the way out by those heavenly lips. I see. I don't know if I should go into it. No, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Might put him in a bad mood, might make my stuff go down, but let's just go for it. Did you know Natalie Reed by any chance? A little. I saw her at the Jubilee Hotel a while ago. I saw her, greeted her, and she threw up all over my new suit. I helped her get a radio cab home. She was drunk then. Yeah, she was a bit of a mess. My father always said loose women of meager means lack the ability to handle alcohol with grace like more refined ladies. You know she's dead, right? Yes, Alina told me this morning. I was rather sad, but more in that fleeting, oh, maybe I'll die one day sort of way. I didn't really know her, so... let's not be a sourpuss on him right here. That's all. So he does know. Should we go ahead and... We'll ask Alina next, but we also have Elliot Lynn. That's not someone we have already had to deal with, right? Oh, the older gentleman. I wasn't paying attention when I was serving him. Plus, he went away pretty quickly, I think, after the fact, so... I don't think we have much else to ask people right now. We just end the day. We use the time to butter some people up first. And then maybe we get them a little bit drunker so we can ask some more questions. Do we? Maybe we at least try. We'll try these kind of things until it gives us a bad reaction. You know, let's do that. So, do you know anything about Natalia Reed by any chance? The dead woman, I knew of her. It's quite unavoidable when you're in the company of Alina Dragos, especially when she's had a few drinks. How come? I could bore you with long-winded stories about Alina's infamous drunken rants, but why would I deny you the pleasure of experiencing them firsthand? You certainly seem to be well placed to engineer such a rant once again. Just give me a warning before you do, so I may cover my ears in time. I'll try. Well, would you look at the time? I'm going to make my way home before the sun comes up. Good night, Wendy. Wasn't too bad. Now we got a little bit of info. Getting Alina drunk might get her to ramble on a bit. You know, let's just go ahead then. What do you know about Natalia Reed? The accountant? I don't think I met her. I'm sure I didn't. Did you hear about her death? I saw the headlines. Like the start of some macabre murder mystery, but without the cheery ending, probably. The police will catch whoever did it. Maybe a killer can get away with murdering street girls or factory workers, but not someone like her. Let's hope. Anything else you can tell me? The femme fatale is nice. The spice slows you down so you get the head spins without getting carried away. Interesting. You can tell I don't drink much, can you? I can, but I don't judge. I appreciate that. Still, it's growing on me a tad. I don't know if that's a good thing. I prefer these cocktails to the beer my father drinks. I'd better not make it a habit, though. Your choice. Nothing else we really need to chat about, so let's go ahead and end the conversation. I'll see ya. Let's see here. What sort of drink do you like, Killian? Something that can get me drunk without it feeling like I'm drinking alcohol. So a little bit of sugary drinks then. I love the light, sugary stuff. I think a mint punch fits the bill a little bit. Got it. I think that's mostly all I can talk to you about. Well, I could also bring up the potential patrons thing. I think we do it. We might as well. He's one of the people on the list, Killian. So, let's present the clue and see how he feels about it. Sure, I visited. If I don't get home soon, my mother would lock me out. Bye. Goodbye. So yeah, he's been there, but it's nothing crazy, or it doesn't seem like he's willing to give up anything. Alrighty, let's end with that for now. Confirm. We'll get back to it later. Potential patrons. Peter's job. Peter's street smarts. Doesn't create anything really. I don't think we can really make anything here. Which was in the day then. See if we can get some re-encounters with some of these guys. Oh. Hugo Mertens. Constable Hugo Mertens marches down the steps to the bar, his hands deep in his pockets as he inspects the other guests with confusion. After a moment, he makes his way over to you, pulls over a chair, and sits slightly too close. Constable Mertens. Barkeep. Seems like business is booming. Never thought a life of crime would be this social for you. This is my job. These patrons could pass for respectable. Maybe they are. They're good people, mostly. Yes, well, I just wanted to check how much you know about these supposed good people. Someone on the street knew her. Use that knowledge to your benefit. If you have anything worth sharing with me, I'll be staying here for a while. Open the notebook to present him with a new clue. Using clues on a detective like Hugo will never consume action, so make sure to show him anything interesting you find. He might have useful insights. So just go over here. Now select the potential patrons act. Yeah. Present that. Yes. So, Alina Dragos, Killian Durand, and Elliot Glynn all frequented the last drop around the time before Natalia Reed was murdered. And you say you got this information from Peter Wagner. But Mr. Wagner is well known around multiple police stations throughout Bukovie. The only reason he knew all this was because he was present at the time as well. So let's add him to our little suspect list, shall we? What happens now? Now that I know I'm not wasting any time with you, the next step would be figuring out which one of these four might be our killer. Hugo pulls out 2 photographs from his coat and hands them over. The first one shows an ornate, decorated lighter lying on the pavement. The second one looks like a nasty-looking syringe. It's empty, and small bits of blood can be seen around the needle. These 2 items were found at the crime scene. Check around and see what they mean to our suspects. Any more questions? About the syringe. The murder weapon is peculiar and devious. Some sort of lethal toxin. I was right! She was poisoned! Look at me. Back before the Prohibition, it was slipped into drinks, but since then, most of the victims have been found with a puncture mark. From this needle? Correct. We tried to see if it's a special type that was used, but unfortunately, this one is available at any pharmacy. Doesn't help that it's basically the industry standard for any medical profession in Tessar either. Whatever the nature of the toxin, it wasn't fast. Perhaps the killer wants to watch the victims suffer a bit before they die. The victims each had different puncture wounds, arms, legs, but in this case, it was the back of the neck. so the perpetrator attacked from the rear. The tests that we have run so far are currently inconclusive. Damn it. This was back in Belgium. I'd know how to find better toxicologists. Do you know any toxins that have these effects then? Many simple chemicals can be lethal when injected. This perpetrator has chosen a cruel implement to achieve his goals. I'm making the apprehension of this villain my sole mission. We have to stop him then. Any more questions? About the liner then. It was close to the body, and it's quite ornate. It has a pattern on it. Metal flower. Oh my god. It was close to the body, and it's quite ornate. It has a pattern on it. Metal flowers skirting the edges. I asked around at a few tobacco shops, and they always gave the same answer. This one is custom made. We might guess that the killer is a smoker. Only a few millions of those. Yes, that doesn't narrow the field too much. Any more questions? All is clear then. Good. One last thing. Hand over your notebook. He placed the notebook in Hugo's outstretched hands. He pulls a pencil out of his pocket and quickly adds a new section at the back. After looking at it over one last time, he hands it back to you. I added some questions I need answers to when reporting my findings about the case. The detectives at the station use this method to put together a case. I intend to do the same. First, we need a suspect to investigate. We narrowed it down to 4 people already, but given we're working with a serial killer, we can only get a warrant for 1. After this, we need solid evidence to confront them with. The 2 things I need answered are this. What is the killer's motive? And what evidence does the killer, who's the killer, was present at the time of Natalia's death? If we can find clues to that answer to these 2 questions from any of the suspects, assign them in the section I added and hand over the notebook so we can review your findings, but you can only submit a suspect once, so you have to be sure. You should also consider evidence that might clear a suspect. Will that be enough to convict them? On its own, no. But it's much easier to get a confession when you're presenting solid evidence against them. From there, it becomes a lot easier to arrest someone. Don't make me regret my choices here. I trust you with enough information to get me in an uncomfortable position. Let me down, and I'll make sure things become very uncomfortable for you. Got it? Very well. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. Brand new cases tab to my notebook. Okay. Oh, up here too. Doi. Oh, in this case file, you'll find an overview of each suspect in the case. The evidence you have collected so far on each suspect will be displayed here. Okay. The case file displays clues that show a suspect's motive, the evidence that proves that they could have committed the crime, as well as a potential defense that rules them out as a potential culprit, such as an alibi. Once you're confident you know who the culprit is, you can press Submit the Case button down here. Doing this will summon Hugo, who will review the details of the case and look at the evidence you have collected with a critical eye. For now, just press X on the top of the screen. Okay, if you're already in conversation with Hugo like you are now, you can also press the button in the bottom right to submit your case. Once you submit a culprit, your answer can no longer be changed. You only get one shot. If you submit your case before the deadline has passed, Hugo will leave to present your case to his peers and won't return until the final day. It's up to you to find evidence on all suspects and figure out who is innocent and who is guilty. Their fate lies in your hands. Good luck, bartender. What sort of drinks do you like, Constable? Something with coffee. Why? It's my job to know. I suppose it is. Do you memorize everyone's favorite drink? I try to. Well, that's an admirable goal. But let's not get too chummy. If you want to scribble this in your little notebook, I like anything with coffee, because we drink it a lot in Belgium. Reminds me of home. Noting that down then. Let's get you a little bit tipsy first. Would you like a drink, Constable? I shouldn't, but perhaps just one won't hurt. Let's see. Still cold winter. Nice. Complete. Good job. The perfect mix indeed. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very pleasant, actually. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. So, do you know Peter? Peter has a storied history with the Bukovi police. You can usually count on him being on the wrong side of the law. We're working off the assumption that Peter moonlights as a henchman for bigger fish, maybe even the Bukua Boys gang under Carla. Makes me wonder whether a boss like Carla could have had something to do with this. But she's white collar, and more interested in larceny and laundering than murder. Want to know who I'm working for? Constable Hugo Martins. That's all you need to know. Favorite color? Blue. Hobbies? I'm partial to pointless conversations and wasting my time. Okay, I won't ask then. Why are you doing a detective's job? Because those idiots are so busy chasing promotion they've forgot to actually look for criminals. One of them confided in me how he figured out all the victims of the Covey Boulevard killer are all blonde women. He condescendingly told me to keep that to myself and be a good constable. I can tolerate them being competitive, but not when there's human lives at stake. I didn't expect you to be so noble. That's all, my friend. I have a bar to run, and I have a case to work. Good evening, barkeep. Is that evidence I could use with Alina? Blonde victims. It feels like it's rather important. Because Alina is blonde, and she was also at that bar. Interesting. Good evening. Wouldn't mind a sip of something after a long day of reading. Evening, Mr. Fleur. They say conversation is a dying art. Let's prove them wrong. What sort of drink do you like, Vincent? Something classy, with red wine served over ice, though feel free to experiment if inspiration strikes. All right. And a lemon. I love sucking on the lemon afterwards. Got it. Well, a drink, Vincent. I think you said you love wine. Red wine served over ice. So red wine, ice, and lemon is a good thing. A drink? Absolutely. Something timeless, please. So red wine, ice, and lemon juice. But actual lemon, let's see here. Just lemon juice. Lemon slice in this one with white wine instead. We're sticking with red wine, though. I think that's the only one we got, really. He doesn't mind if inspiration strikes my fancy to try other things. Like the mint punch might be something he might like. It has ice cubes and lemon slice in there, and you're like soaking down on it. Oh, well, I guess we're making the mint punch for you. Sorry. You can actually exit it. Well, I think it's a little bit late to do that. Delectable. Good job, my friend. Okay. Tell me more about yourself, Vincent. Haven't I rambled on enough already? No, actually, you haven't. I'm 56 years old, so I was around when all the money started flowing into Jisara. I was born in a little town that was swallowed up by the expanding city's borders last year. But I feel like I'm babbling on now. What else do you want to know? Married? Once. To Flora. But maybe we can talk about that when we know one another a little better. Sure. When did you open the bookshop then? Bakovi Books has been there for over a decade now. Are you a fan of literature? I am, actually. I never took you for an educated sort. A mistake on my part, for sure. It is always nice to meet a fellow enthusiast. The book depositories in this district are in a shocking state. Not but grimy, lurid bestsellers, and nothing of note from local writers. I enjoy foreign literature, but I feel with how the publishing industry operates, it's hard to notice the books that were created in our towns. Bakovi has a thriving literature scene, but it is dying because of this influence of exotic lightweight fiction. We both know I don't need to work. But a man has to have a hobby, and if that hobby is meaningless, then what's the point? Bakovi's golden age was once cultural, musical, books, opera, but now our industrial might swells while our souls shrivel. I might be just a lonely bookshop owner these days, but stocking this place with the books I love means the world to me. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Well, I'm glad we talked about this then. What do you think of Killian? He's a boy in a man's costume, petty and unkind. I'm against cuffing a child around the ears, but if his mother had lifted a hand now and then, he might have grown up to be a decent human. His family name is a good one, which is why his bad behavior is a shock to me. Vandalism, theft, scuffles? All so unnecessary when his family has just run into money. Killian is trouble, and those close to him need to show a firmer hand. He's certainly a bit of a brat, I'll be honest. He taps the bar in annoyance. Typical of the nouveau rich. They can buy everything but class. That goes especially for Killian. Anything he can't obtain through money, he will attempt to obtain using less savory means. The boy doesn't understand the concept of the word no. Right. Oh dear. If Killian's a murderer, then the person next to Melina might be in a little bit of trouble. Have other speakeasies been raided? I'm dissatisfied. I'm sure dissatisfied patrons have alerted the authorities on a few occasions, but I've met a fair few officers and even detectives in speakeasies. They think the laws just don't apply to them. But I think the political climate has shifted a bit. The Bakovi City Council has taken a harder line, and they may even be incentivizing officers to close more establishments. The economy may be booming, but the explosion of wealth is far from equitable. Speculators in the radio carriage and whale oil businesses are rolling in cash, but the public services, and the police in particular, are paid peanuts. The speculators climbed the ladder and pulled it up after themselves. Now they're making us fight each other for table scraps while looking down on us all, legitimate business owners and police officers alike. There's a cadence to his voice that makes him sound cold and unemotional as he speaks. It's like he's rehearsed the topic or maybe even gotten sick talking about it. I'm rambling again. Let's change the subject. Look at the time. I simply cannot linger any longer. I've slept on the chase lounge upstairs before, and my back did not thank me. Good night, my friend. I see. Well, we have a few people to talk to today. Tell you what, game's really good. I meant this mostly as a teaser. I didn't think the demo would actually take this long, but when you're actually narrating over everything, geez, it takes quite a bit of time. So, I think we're going to end this off right here for now. If you guys did enjoy me going through this game at this point in time, please let me know. I would love to finish this, and I might still do it in my own time or on another video for YouTube, but I would like to keep this one a little bit shorter, a little bit sweeter, as we showed off a bit of Best Served Cold. So, thank you very much for watching. I think I'm just going to go ahead and save my progress here, and then maybe I'll see you guys back again. Or maybe we'll show off another game. We'll see. Anywho, I'm out.